I'm going to be doing an unboxing of a DJI Neo. So here we go. Okay. We have the drone itself in the bag, fully assembled. And then we have one piece of literature with stickers, one box, and then one packet of decusant. Decusant is just like a silicone gel, so it absorbs any sort of moisture that could potentially harm the packaging and or material inside. So we're gonna set the box to the side and we'll set the decusant aside to throw away. We are gonna open up the accessories. Okay. So then I actually put these little boxes right back in with the master box, just so you keep everything together as part of this product in case you ever have issues. So here it's going to give you step-by-step follow-through instructions, it looks like, with some stickers. So we're going to check it out. And then it looks like we got an official DJI screwdriver, and why I know that is, it is serialized and it is barcode scan marked. Okay, so bag, let's set that to the side. All right, we got a pretty sweet DJI cutout sticker here, and then we got a quick start guide, and it looks to be fairly straightforward. And basically we're going to download the Fly app. We're going to remove the gimbal protector. We're going to charge it, and then we're going to press power, then pause and hold. So that's a power on, power off cycle. And as you can see, that's where they're making mention where it is. And I am not familiar with this product, so here we go. I'm eager to see what the drone looks like, so I'm ready to unbox that in a quick minute. We have some safety guidelines to follow. Just recommending the altitude, which is spec'd at no greater than 65, 61 above sea level, and that is sea level. Let's see, temperature constraints, they're saying don't fly in no greater value less than 14 degrees Fahrenheit and no greater value outside than 104 Fahrenheit. And they're not stating you can, they're stating you cannot take off from a moving object, and multiple other really good warnings. Rather impressed. They do speak to their Wi-Fi protocol in regards to transmittance. It does look like it's Wi-Fi, which is going to be 2.4 gigahertz, and then 5.8, but it's also going to use some Bluetooth protocol, so maybe for fast over-the-air updates we will have this protocol. And then there's QR codes to support, and then this one will actually download the Neo handbook, which is probably greater than this. So we must have an app. Add warranty. So I'm going to grab my phone they're asking me to install. Thank you for bearing with me. So they're asking for a DJI Flight Store, try virtual flight. So I'm assuming that must just have been this must be the activation. Now it's asking for a login. Okay, before we get ahead of myself, let's keep unboxing. I can always come back to this. Because it is important to get it registered and activated correctly. That's what we'll keep that out. And then these, what I'd like to do is once I get done with them, and if these stickers aren't needed for anything, or if I don't have a use for them, then they will go right back in the bag. I'm a firm believer in putting everything together with the box, even if you have the original receipt. So we have a USB to USB-C connector. We have one counterclockwise, one clockwise with 2 screws. This is a pretty nice little kit, but I would say it's nice to have 4 blades at all times. And those 4 can be an AB-AB. You just need 2 of each. So each prop isn't specialized. However, there is counterclockwise and clockwise rotation props that you need. So those are the differences. So without further ado, I'm going to do the unboxing. Unbagging, I should say. Here is the drone. It is nice and lightweight. The drone itself weighs, don't quote me, but I'm going to say right around 185 grams. Very lightweight. So there's a gimbal protector on here, which they make mention of in the connection and how to go about actual flying, which we'll do here in a minute. And then I will go back in and make sure that the activation is registered to me. So first, they're going to say scan and go through the tutorial. Then they are recommending to remove this cover by a little pinch pull. Yep. All right, we're going to replicate that again. Oh, okay. There's a clip over here and a clip on this side. So basically what you're going to have to do is remove this by pressing in and pulling out. And if you look here, you can see those little teeth. I would imagine those will wear out. So it might be nice to have an additional gimbal protector. The gimbal looks to be quite nice for the package size. So they're recommending a quick charge up, and I do have a rather quick charger, so I'm gonna chart. As you can see the button, the battery life might be completely dead. Okay, so this was shipped dead. And I got this yesterday on a fast ship, and then the build was done in May of this year. And the reason you can tell is if you start looking at the packaging, you'll start identifying everything required to sell a product in the United States. And if you look down here, you'll see there's a date of 2025/5, and in the Asian culture, they do the year, month, date backwards, or in different variations depending on where you're at in the world. So it's just good to look at the package overall. And then once we go through this quad as well, you'll be also be able to see markings from the factory that dictate what date this was manufactured on. So while this is getting charged here, they're saying go to the app and make sure you're scanned in. So since I have done that, I'm going to the DJI Fly app. So the DJI Fly app is a very basic system. It allows you to connect multiple style of drones, and in this case, this is a class 1 drone, and it has guards all the way around its propellers, and so that does not allow it to lacerate any individual. And then it also has no greater than 11 pounds of kinetic energy force. So for the drone bag, it's going back in the box. And one nice thing is when you do it this way, you can always put it nicely back in neat to deliver it to the customer once you have it set up under their credentials. So I heard a use case for this where somebody was discussing utilizing it for duct inspection, and I thought that was a very neat and novice use. However, this is going to be placed in an area where there's somewhat of a compass interference, and so I'm interested to see what sort of magnetics and EMF style frequencies we get going subterranean. So we're going to be doing that later today, and ensuring this works for elevator shaft inspections. And so I think this style of drone for $200 holds a lot of merit. So we will wait. I'm going to pause the video and then I'll come back when the drone is charged. All right, we got the DJI fully charged, and now we are ready to follow instructions. So I did get my scale out here because I wanted to get a true accurate depiction of the weight. Put this on. So I'm gonna shuffle over to grams, and we're weighing in right at 134 grams. I'm gonna turn it and hopefully you can see that in the camera. So I am gonna be giving it a go here. So it does have some intuitive features right up here. I'm not sure about yet. One thing I did is on number 3, it said turn the power off and on depending on how much battery was in it. And then it says with one button push and then a push and hold. And then it looks like I'm going to be joining the DJI Fly app as well. So I have that downloaded already. And I have that pulled up. So then I'm going to press. Get that activation. Camera sequencing. So we're going to follow the connection guide on the app that DJI has, and it looks like we're going to have to do a Wi-Fi connection to the quad. So it gives you multiple connection modes. For this demonstration, I'm just going to be utilizing the phone. Then it's saying press and hold the power button for 3 seconds. Okay. I'm going to restart it now. As you can see here, it's going through its screen. So it's saying press and hold the power button for 3 seconds for connection. So I'm going to press and hold. Okay. I'm going to join the network. And here I'm activating the drone for the first time. And so it asks for my credentials. And now that we have it successfully activated, it looks like we can fly. It's giving me a couple initial warnings, etc.
Follow. 3, 2, 1.
So it's following my face, and as I move around, it's moving. Pretty neat features. So then to land, it says put your hand directly underneath it.
Press the mode button on the aircraft to explore the different filming effects offered by the different modes. Droney.
So from here,
Circle. Rocket. Spotlight. Direction track.
interesting. There's a lot of different intuitive modes.
Droney.
And I will have to get used to all of those. So, what I know how to do is actually fly. So I'm going to go into the manual controls, and then I'm going to take off, and it looks like you got to hold a button. Come back. Okay, and that was all done via remote. Now, I am confused because it doesn't look like you can potentially turn the controls. Maybe I'm incorrect. That's something I'll have to play with, but I'll tell you guys, for $200, I think it's all the money. You have a good, proper gimbal, very nice, clean image, and very impressed with the battery charging and the ease of use and startup.